Alright, hello everybody and welcome to my presentation. This is currently discussing one of my job opportunities that I'm looking to chase in the near future. So today I'm talking about underwater welding. Here we're going to go to the table of contents where now each slide's going to describe the job description and education. Next one's going to be salary and benefits, working conditions and hours, and the last one being the hiring outlook. Now, basically, an underwater welder, first of all, it's not the easiest job to come across, but this is categorized as a commercial diver. You're going to need to have your scuba license, and you're going to already need to know how to weld. So those two things alone very challenging. So there's limited view. There is barely any light. It's cold water. You need steady hands. However, education, you don't need anything past a high school diploma. You're gonna have to have your AWS certificate, but for now, that's all that is necessary. Now, a lot of people will say that an underwater well would actually make more than this, but in my area, it's around 40 to 120,000. Some people can be making as much as $400,000 a year, if you can believe it. But yeah, it really does depend on where you're located, the importance of your job, how much skill you have, and usually most places anywhere in the world are in need of welders. So, I mean, that's a plus. The benefits vary widely. Usually, if you're part of a big organization, you're going to get a lot of benefits, but if you are your own boss or whatever, you're going to get the most money, but I mean, you're going to have to deal with the other things. So that's something to think about. Now, the working conditions it's like being a welder times 10. So if you know what I mean, you're going to be ready to go home after the end of the day. This job requires daunting environments, deep underwater, minimal visibility, dark, cold, not to mention your welding, exactly. You have to keep a steady hand, you have to be concentrated, you have to have a lot of skill to be able to say, I'm going to weld that pipe underwater, because everybody's relying on you to be good at it, So, it's usually about an 8-hour workday, but sometimes, like anybody else, you're on call to see if anything breaks or, usual things. Now about getting the job, I was actually looking online, and this one place said that it takes less than 7 months to get a underwater welding certificate. But you're gonna, have to pass the AWS test. You have to scuba license, rubber training. I think you'd be going to a school to be an apprentice first. And that is a lot of what people are looking at. Now the summary. This job is very different than most. You aren't expected to know everything at first, but by the time you're a professional, this is one of the jobs where you actually need to be a professional. You need to be able to source everything that's going on around you, because you might be hundreds of feet underwater with nobody else around you trying to stick weld a pipe, and you can't mess up. There's no room for mistake. So, it requires independence, variety of the fact that you will probably be alone, probably be somewhere that you've never been before. Travel's not an issue. Where you're working, they would probably send you to where you'd be working. So, you'd probably be shipped all over the country. It's usually high paying, so the people that are underwater welders, you can see their success, basically. So the fact that how hard of a job it is to get, I mean, I guess there's only room for professionals. Now that's what I strive to be, but we're gonna make sure that everything works out in the end. Hopefully meaning high salary, with a good family life. And yeah, that's it. So thank you again, and thank you for listening to my TED Talk.